Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today I am going to be talking about something Biden says that sounds racist. Maybe he didn't mean for it to be racist, but are the mainstream media fair when it comes to Trump when he says something? They take it as racist. But I'm trying to be fair, and a lot of people don't want me to be fair because they want me to measure Biden with the same judgment that Trump has been measured with. So I am really trying so hard not to take that as racist. I am. I am. I'm trying to be very objective. Something we don't see from CNN or MSNBC. Russia, Russia, Russia. But you're going to listen to it with me. We're going to watch it together. And we're going to analyze it together. Okay? Because there are certain key points that need to be broken down and need to be spoken about and need to make sense of. Okay? So we're going to do that together. I might need a Tylenol because maybe you might need one. Maybe you might get a headache from listening to this because it sounds racist. And I'm trying to un-racist it. But I don't know how I'm going to do that. Wish me luck. But before I get to that video tape, please, hit that like button, smash that joint, bang it, step on it, dance on it, do whatever you need to do to make sure that button is light. And consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you can get more videos and hear me spew out my comments on things like this. All right, let's get to that videotape right now. Take it away, Joe. Try not to confuse me or yourself, for that matter. Okay, let's go.
But I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong. But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do in terms of raw numbers. We're going to have to be working with a whole group of people that, in fact, are the single most diverse democracy in American history.
Whoa, there's a lot to unpack there. Oh, my goodness. Wait, okay. So, you heard the part about him talking about equity. If we don't make significant advance towards equity, the country is going to be in bad shape, not just because of blacks. Like, what do you mean? Like, what? Because of us? So look, Joe does a lot of gaffes where when you look at these prominent black leaders, right? You see Al Sharpton, right? Oh gosh. Wow. They're sitting there and they're not calling him out on what he just said. Like, Joe, could you clarify what you just said? Could you clarify? Could you make it make sense? Could you, okay, in other words, could you make it not sound racist? Because right now it sounds racist. And I don't know why it sounds like that, but it does. And I can't unhear what you just said. So let's hear it again. All right. Let's Slim, relax, calm down. All right, let's get to this.
Around doing this for a long, long time. I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong.
All right, I'm going to listen, and I'm going to try to make sense of this.
But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress
if we cannot make significant progress towards what?
On racial equity.
On racial equity. Okay, racial equity is not the same as racial equality. Equality is when you treat everyone equal regardless of race, sex, creed, religion, right? So let me make it a little bit easier for you, racial equality and racial equity. You're playing basketball, all right? I love basketball, so I like to use that as an example most of the time. Okay. So you're playing ball, and so this is racial equality. I'm going to put defense on you. You're going to try to score. All right, boom, boom, boom. I'm scoring. This other dude comes, he dunks. I'm like, hold on. That's not fair. How come he gets to dunk? You know what? I know I'm 5'10", but I want to dunk easy too. So racial equity would lower the rim so I can dunk. That's it in a nutshell. Okay? Racial equality is everyone, okay, regardless of height, speed, color, shooting range. Okay, racial equality tells you that you have to work hard. Okay, that means working on your ups, working on your legs so you can jump higher or run faster, or working on your arms so you can shoot from a further distance. Okay, racial equity says we don't need that. All right, you can't jump high, we're going to lower the rim. If you can't shoot from a distance, we're going to move the three-point line closer. That's the difference between racial equality and racial equity. How does that help black people? I don't know. If it's that, I don't need that. He's talking about pushing racial equity. We don't need that. That's the difference between racial equality and racial equity. Just in case anybody out there wanted to know, like, what is that? I just recently started hearing that word from like maybe a year ago or something like that. They think we're dumb. They think we don't know how to work hard. We're practically the best in basketball. We're more percentage better in football. Okay, hockey, that's something else. Let me scratch my head on that one. That's something else. Okay, baseball, more Hispanics. All right, so first of all, I don't know how that helped. We don't need racial equity. We need equality. That's it. Don't try to make things easier for me. I understand if it's like for handicaps or anything like that, but you're talking about race. How does race is put in the same box as someone who's handicapped? Like a handicapped person who is unable to use their legs, they cannot use the stairs, so they're going to go on a ramp. You're making it easier for them. So how do we do that for a color, for a race of people? Are you trying to tell us that we are handicapped? Black people were born handicapped? I don't want to hear that nonsense that, okay, we started far behind. I don't want to hear that nonsense. We are where we are right now. I got access to get whatever I need to get in a bank. I can get a house just like everyone else. I get a job just like everyone else. I get paid like everyone else. I could get access to schooling just like everyone else. So I don't want to hear none of that excuse. Chill with that. It's my Trump. Chill. So let me continue, because this is very racist and I'm trying to not make it sound racist. I'm trying to un-race-ish it, if that makes sense. All right, continue. Joe, continue. I'm trying to be objective here. Come on. I'm trying to be very objective.
This country is doomed.
Why?
It is doomed, not
Why?
just because of African American.
Not just because of African American. This country is doomed. Doomed. Not just because of African American. What?
Is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans.
What? I'm going to let it continue because everyone says, Slim, what about the context? Okay, I'm letting it continue.
But because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white.
Because by 2040, the country is going to be minority white. So it's doomed. Not just because of African Americans, but by 2040, the country is going to be minority white. So less white people means we're doomed. What? Okay, just in case you guys did not hear it and y'all want context, I'm going to link this so you can watch the whole thing. It's an hour and 40 minutes. I ain't trying to do an hour and 40 minutes. Y'all watch it for yourself. Okay.
Not just because of.
Hold up.
Take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong.
All right.
But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics.
What's the problem with that? What's the problem with working with Hispanics? Okay, continue.
Who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Who makes up a larger population than y'all do? What are we, just y'all? And so we're supposed to have a problem with Hispanics taking over. How racist is that? Damn, Joe. Racist Joe Biden. Okay. Got a nice ring to it. All right.
In terms of raw numbers, we're going to have to be working with a whole group of people that, in fact, are the single most diverse democracy in American history and anywhere in the world. And we got to figure out how to unify this country. And you've been the leaders of being able to do that. Not a joke. And so there's some things that I'm going to be able to do by executive order.
All right. I'm going to put this in the description so you guys can listen to it. I tried my hardest to make it seem not racist. Like I'm trying. Joe, I tried. I got on the base and I went to bat for you, but I don't know how to make this make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what you're trying to say. Is there a video where you clarified this? I'm really trying to be objective, but this seems racist. You have said very racist things before, what? What do you say? White kids are just as smart as poor kids. I don't know, something to that effect. But Joe has been saying some racist stuff that the news don't go as hard on Joe right now as they did with Trump when it comes to this racist rhetoric type of talk. Okay, that he's surrounded by prominent black leaders, right? I have to put that in quotes because I don't think they're leaders, but I'm sorry. That might offend some people, but don't forget, this is the most offensive podcast, so you are likely to get offended. But am I right or am I wrong in breaking this thing down? Again, I am going to put this in the description. This is my opinion. Okay, I try to take it from where I could kind of make sense of it, and I let you hear past where it needs to go so you could understand it in full context. So it is Biden talking to civil rights leaders who have pimped the black community for money. Yeah, I had to get that out of there. But anyway, if you're not offended, you're not listening. I'm Slimmy V, and this has been the most offensive podcast ever. God bless. Stress less and let Yahweh do the rest. I am out. Peace.